good thing to record yourself with your phone to see if you perform it properly. Haley's going to do a real quick body squat, a regular body squat. She's very straight when she performs it, keeps the knees aligned. Sometimes she can even drive the knees further out. Now, if you realize, and you can also see that in a mirror, that you're actually moving, shifting with your hips to one side. So favor one side like this, you would shift to your right. What you can do it with somebody that assists you, or you can even do it yourself. Just put a band around your hips and create tension into failure. So I'm actually positioning the band on the side to which she's actually favoring. So she's shifting this way. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create tension into the failure, and then she does the normal squat. It will actually, you can do probably 10, 15 of those just with body weight, and the nervous system will realize that and correct the squat. And then the moment afterwards, when you release it, you will realize, now she actually probably overcompensates a little bit, that you will squat more into a neutral position. So if you realize that in this case you're moving to the right, you want to put the band on this side, tension into the failure, do 10, 15 body squats, and then release the band, use it without, and then you should be centered. We talked about a little bit the mobility aspect, how far should you go down. Basically the lower the better, but it depends on your mobility. That's also something that we want to work on. So Haley's going to start and just does a regular body squat. Going to stand usually shoulder, maybe slightly further than shoulder width apart. The toes can be just slightly out, they don't have to be parallel, so toes just like them. You want to maintain them in the same position, but create a little outwards rotation with the knees. So the key is really to have the knees further out than rather in. And then you go down, basically you reach out, you want to feel the whole foot on the ground. Then you reach out to the bench and come back up. Breathe into the belly, so you want to make a big belly and maintain that tension there. So breathe in the belly and then stiffen up. So it will help you to engage the core as well. Haley, if you move that way, we can show what you want to avoid. So when you squat down, toes are slightly out, you're pretty proud, that's okay. What you want to avoid is valgus collapse. So where it's safe is out here. You can't be too far out, rather keep them further. So minimum should be aligned foot, knee and hip. But if you can bring them further out, even better, then you activate, use your glutes even. If you squat down, you see it specifically with women even more so. The knees will travel and you're going to create a lot of stress on the knees, on the meniscus. Want to keep the whole foot on the ground. What happens very often when people are quads dominant, you see them shifting to the forefoot and the heel lift off. Yeah? So you want to make sure you feel the whole foot on the ground, knees out, and you want to shift as far backwards as possible. You can even use a band as a system that keeps you low. You can attach it over there and then hold onto the band so you have a little bit the ability to get into that position, or you can do wall squats, which we do in a second. Now if you move backwards. Another thing is when you realize that your knees still travel in, don't just load it up, get the form down first. To assist you there, you can use a little mini bend. Just bring it in here, and just usually I have it just above the knees. You do the same thing. So I always say the cue for me is break the band. Try to break the band. So what it does right now, Haley does it very well here. You have to, the band will pull you into failure, but the nervous system will realize, okay, there's something going on, and will push the knees outwards. Yeah? So that will help you to activate gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, which are external rotators of the knee. So this is a very important aspect, not only to squat properly, to be able to increase the weight, to save your knee. Also for the people that run a lot, this is essential, otherwise you're going to end up with knee problems. If you have trouble to drive the knees out as she does right now, you want to also look on your ankle mobility to make sure it's not restricted there, because that could create more problems. Now, the next thing is if you do a goblet squat or a front squat, you want to work with some weight on your chest. So Haley's gonna usually, I hold them like this, get a little, it's not much for her, but little weight here. So what does it do? A, of course, you have more resistance, so your legs have to work, glutes have to work more. Another thing is that it will help you is to stay a little bit more upright. So this spine is more vertical, you have a better tension from the top, and she can also, when you squat down, actually activate her anterior core a little better. Yeah? So breathe in the belly, stiffen up, and go back, that's it. So this is a good way to activate the anterior core, and will help you also to get into that position a little bit better, because the center of gravity moves a little bit. Like, so people would squat to the front, you see that they use more the quads instead of the glutes. What you want to do in that case, go like 2 feet away from the wall, and then you reach out and come back. Yeah? So you want to basically touch with your butt the wall, yeah, and return. So you'll see in her case also the upper body goes quite a bit down. So if she would do a back squat, it would look a little bit more this. If she does a front squat, then she has the advantage actually to stay a little bit more upright with her upper body, which reduces the stress in this position when she goes down. So as she goes down, you realize she has a lot of tension on the lumbar spine. Yeah? So it will help her rather to do a front squat, so have the weight as a goblin on her chest, or an Olympic bar. So then she will stay more upright, which takes the stress off the back.